Hello, I'm John Wolfe, once a close companion of Captain Liam Radwell, the man who dared to defy the beast of the deep. In the heart of the roaring sea, where waves danced to the rhythm of the wind, a friendship was forged between two men, as strong as the hull of a ship, braving stormy waters. I, John Wolfe, and Captain Liam Radwell found our paths merging aboard the Sea Serpent, a vessel as robust as the spirit of its captain. Liam, a man of exceptional courage and unwavering resolve, was more than a friend to me. He was my brother in arms, my comrade in the face of the merciless sea. Liam was not your typical seafarer. He was a man possessed, driven by an obsession that would consume his every waking moment, his nemesis, a creature of legend, a monster that lurked in the abyss, the Black Megalodon. This beast, this enigma of the sea, was the object of Liam's relentless pursuit. A pursuit not driven by glory or fame, but by a thirst for vengeance, a desire to settle a score that had haunted him since his youth. As we journey back to the late 20th century, a period of profound change and burgeoning technology, the world was on the brink of new discoveries, yet for Liam this era represented something far more personal. It was a time when the beast that claimed the lives of his loved ones still roamed the depths, unchecked and unchallenged. The sea and expanse of blue mystery was our battlefield, and Liam, with a glint of determination in his eyes, was ready to wage a war against his monstrous adversary. His spirit, as relentless as the sea itself, was a beacon of resilience in our daunting quest. It was a time of exploration and discovery, but for Liam it was a time of revenge. Liam was not always a man consumed by revenge. He was once a man of joy, of love, until the black beast stripped him of all he held dear. Our tale begins with Liam Radwell, a man whose heart was as vast and as deep as the ocean he so loved. A captain, a husband, a father, his life was one of simplicity and contentment. The sea was his mistress, his livelihood, his sanctuary. It was a love passed down through generations of Radwells, a love he hoped to pass on to his own child. But there was another entity that called the sea its home. A creature as black as the deepest abyss, as ruthless as the harshest storm, the Black Megalodon, a behemoth that inspired fear in the hearts of even the bravest mariners. It was on one fateful day that this beast decided to mark its territory. A day that started like any other, with the promise of a bountiful catch, the laughter of his crew, and the joyous anticipation of returning home to his beloved wife and child. But as the day wore on, the sea turned, and the laughter turned into screams. The Black Megalodon attacked, its massive form rising from the depths like a nightmare come to life. It was a rampage of terror and destruction, leaving no survivors save for Liam, his family, his crew, his joy. All were consumed by the beast. In the aftermath, Liam was a man changed. His eyes, once full of warmth and mirth, now held a chilling resolve. His love for the sea had morphed into a dark obsession. The sea was no longer his sanctuary, but his battlefield. The Black Megalodon had taken from him all he held dear, and for that it would pay. Liam Radwell, the jovial sea captain, was no more. In his place stood a man consumed by vengeance, a man on a singular mission. The sea was no longer his mistress, but his adversary. The Black Megalodon was no longer just a beast, but his nemesis. His laughter died with them that day, replaced by a cold resolve. The Black Megalodon would pay. Liam was a man of action. He built a ship, gathered a crew, and set sail. A man hardened by the sea and scarred by the shadows of the deep, Liam Radwell was not one to sit idly by while vengeance roared within him. His heart, as vast as the ocean he sailed, was consumed with a singular purpose: to hunt down the Black Megalodon. With a ship built to withstand the wrath of the sea, and a crew handpicked for their courage, Liam embarked on a perilous journey. Each member of his crew bore a story, a reason to risk their lives on this treacherous quest. From seasoned sailors to greenhorn lads, they all shared a common thread, a thirst for adventure and a willingness to follow Liam into the maw of the unknown. As our ship cut through the icy waves under the grey shroud of the sky, we faced challenges that tested our mettle. Gales that roared like 1,000 beasts, waves that threatened to swallow us whole, and nights so dark they seemed to swallow the stars. Yet we pressed on, spurred by Liam's unyielding spirit. The first signs of the Megalodon were subtle, almost imperceptible, but to Liam's experienced eyes they were as clear as a lighthouse in a storm. A sudden drop in the water temperature, an unusual pattern in the waves, the eerie silence that fell upon the seabirds. They all pointed to the presence of the beast. The air grew tense, thick with anticipation. The sea, once a captivating canvas of blue, now seemed a daunting abyss, hiding a monster within its depths. Every creak of the ship, every whisper of the wind, every ripple in the water set our hearts racing. We knew we were not alone. We knew we were being watched, hunted. As we ventured deeper into the heart of the ocean, the signs became unmistakable. A dark shadow lurking beneath the surface, a chilling echo resonating in the deep, the distant thud of a colossal tail. The Black Megalodon was near. We knew it was close. The sea became restless, like a beast stirring in its lair. The hunt was only just beginning, and we were in the belly of the beast's domain. Then we saw it. A shadow beneath the waves, a darkness that swallowed the sea. A form so massive it could have been mistaken for an island. There was a silence, a pause in the universe as we beheld the creature beneath us. The Black Megalodon. The beast that had haunted our dreams and now was before our very eyes. It was fear incarnate, yet it was awe-inspiring. Its sheer size was enough to make the bravest among us tremble. We watched as Captain Liam Radwell, our leader, our beacon of hope, stood at the helm, staring down the creature with a fire in his eyes. He was not just facing a creature. He was confronting his past, his nightmares, his vengeance. The air was thick with tension as he ordered the harpoons to be loaded. The crew moved with a sense of urgency, compelled by the captain's undying resolve, and then the battle began. The sea roared and thrashed as the Black Megalodon fought against us. Its power was unimaginable, its fury terrifying. It was like battling a god of the sea. Our weapons seemed insignificant against it, our efforts futile, but Liam fought. He fought with all his might, all his anger, all his pain. He was a man possessed, driven by a need for revenge that was as deep as the ocean itself. But the beast was strong, stronger than any of us could have imagined. Our ship was tossed about like a toy, our weapons barely scratched its hide. We were losing, the crew could see it, could feel it, but not Liam. No, our captain stood undeterred. He looked upon the beast, his beast, and he did not waver. His eyes spoke of a promise, a vow. He would not be denied his revenge. He would not be denied his closure, and so, against all odds, we continued the hunt. The Black Megalodon had shown us its power, its fury. We were outmatched, outgunned, but Liam was undeterred. His vengeance would not be denied. Months turned into years. Our hunt became our life. We were no longer men, but shadows chasing a larger shadow. As time rolled on, the very essence of our existence started revolving around this pursuit. It was no longer about just tracking down a beast. It had become a quest, a relentless pursuit of an elusive phantom that had taken up residence in the darkest corners of our minds. The sacrifices we made were immense. We left behind our families, our homes, our lives as we knew them. We traded the comfort of our beds for the harshness of the open seas, the warmth of our loved ones for the cold, biting winds, all for a chance to capture a creature that seemed larger than life itself. It felt as if we were standing at the edge of a precipice, staring into an abyss of despair. The longer we stared, the deeper it seemed to get. We were lost in a sea of hopelessness and despair, adrift on a vast ocean of uncertainty. And then there was Liam, our captain, our leader, the man who had started this quest with a burning desire for vengeance. But as the years wore on, I could see the obsession starting to consume him. His judgment started to falter, his decisions became rash. He was no longer the calm, collected man I had once known. He had become a man possessed, a man driven by a single-minded determination that bordered on madness. I could see the toll it was taking on him. His once bright eyes were now clouded with a haunted look, his face etched with lines of stress and worry. He was a man on the edge, teetering on the brink of sanity and madness. And then, one fateful night, as the moon cast long shadows on the restless sea, the beast rose and everything went black.